When talking about diversity in esport, usually my response is, what diversity?
I founded CLG back in 2010. Don't kill me if I'm wrong. I wanted to create a community where we could discuss gameplay for League of Legends. We could talk about games. I was 19 at the time, and I didn't think about anything. I kind of just did things. So I didn't really set up any values. But as I got older and I matured more, I started to think about what values were important to me. And so it really sucks that we don't have any women really represented in some esports. I think that would just make the sport itself a lot better. I think it would make the communities a lot better, and would just lead us to being more friendly with each other. So initially I had started talking to people on Twitter about just, what some problems were when it comes to diversity in esports, and like a lot of the problems women were facing and why they weren't being included. And that transitioned into talking to Steph.
I feel that right at the start, CLG listened. Like the first proof is creating CLG Red instead of becoming like CLG Ladies or CLG Females. We kind of used the Red as a code name at first, and then for some reason it kind of stuck, and we couldn't find a name that was better than just calling us a color. It represented kind of more than just being a woman. It represented kind of being iconic in this community. And CLG even allowed us to change the color of the logo and the branding and create like our own little identity within CLG. And at that point, I knew straight up that it would matter what we do just because of that.
I think on the positive side though, like within CLG, it was really starting to like be the community that I wanted CLG to be in the first place. Just having everybody around and being more kind of inclusive and diversified, like made it feel like home, it made it feel like it was something special.
I'm Summer Scott, and I am the head of player development at Counterlogic Gaming. I am not only a woman, but I am interracial. I do not see many people of my kind around me very often. With regard to the diversity of race within the esport ecosystem so far, I wish I could say we were in a good spot, but it's just really failing in my eyes. It's hard for me to talk about because, quite frankly, I'm somebody who ends up coming off as white when people want to see white. But at the end of the day, I'm biracial. I have Black roots. I want to see people who remind me of my family around me and make me feel at home. And right now, I don't. Luckily, I work for an organization that has a female team, and I get to interact with other women in that respect. When I first worked with the Red team, it was the hardest team to work with. They were such a hardened group, and we're not really used to taking kindly to any outsider, that it was extremely difficult to infiltrate. But now they are having a team culture that they can really thrive and be themselves in, while still being able to put full focus into the game and adopt important concepts and professionalized methods that can lead them to higher success, similarly to how our men's teams have it.
Hello, I'm Munira Dobi. I'm also known as GOOSEBREEDER. I play Counter-Strike for Counterlogic Gaming's Red team. I think leading by example is very powerful for the female scene. Definitely no secret that in Counter-Strike there's not a lot of women in comparison to men. Even so, I have seen some growth, but if you think about the growth in a span of like 5 years, it's definitely not a lot. In comparison to the EU scene, there's so many girls, there's so many teams, it's insane. I think the impact that my team has had on the space, I think just leading by example is very powerful. But I do work hard, and my teammates do work hard, and you can tell by the results. So I think inspiring women to maybe think a little bit more seriously about being a competitor. That might be how we've changed the space a little bit, I think.
Competing as a female in like 2005-6 is nothing like it is right now. Back then, there were maybe like 100 to 200 competitive female players in North America, but we are in a male-dominated environment when it comes to competing specifically. But that's just what makes it so special, is that, you know, women shine in these type of environments when you have that dedication and skill inside of you. So it's easy to find orgs who are like, hey, like, I want a women's team, like, I'm gonna support you guys. But with CLG, they've stuck with us for going on 5 to 6 years now, and that's just the most amazing aspect of it.
I think it's essential that teams have a female team somewhere within their organization. These women, win or lose, give other women something to aspire to. You have to be able to create that. You have to be able to create that image that another woman can lock onto and reach for. That is one of the core drivers that put me into this space, and it continues driving me today.
Hello, my name is Nemo. I am a variety streamer for CLG. I absolutely love playing chess, I love playing other video games, and I love being part of something. So there is quite a lot of diversity in chess, I think partly because it's played all over the world, right? You don't really need anything to play it. You can just set up a board and be able to play it. But I would say in like high competitive play, it's a lot more male dominated, I would say. Honestly, I feel like, you know, it's just kind of a time thing. Eventually we'll have more gender equality for everything. But right now it's just like in the esports scene, getting people to understand that, you know, females play games just like, you know, everybody else, and just to treat everybody kind of like equally and understand that it doesn't make a difference which gender you are, but you know, the fact that you're playing this game together and it can be a good time, it can be a fun time, and you know, we're all here together as a team.
My name is James Monkey Kyle Tyson. I am more often known as GSM Void, and I play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Nintendo Switch for Counter Logic Gaming. Being from Hawaii, like the Hawaiian scene has been really nice to me. Being Black, a lot of people, it barely gets brought up, if at all. The only time I'll feel like excluded is some random person on the internet just trying to hate on me. When it comes to in-person tournaments, I've felt very comfortable. I've met a lot of people who I can consider like lifelong friends. And, you know, I'm really grateful that I can even get those opportunities. So because of that, I feel like esports is taking a very, very good step into the right direction, especially the Smash community when it comes to diversity, as long as people actually take steps towards making things better, and not just right now, but in the future as well. And I have faith that that's going to happen. So I think it's going to be taking a step in the right direction, and I think it's going to be taking multiple steps in the right direction.
I've seen CLG make a lot of progress as an org. One of the most recent achievements that I think is really exciting is the formation of a diversity and inclusion committee. This is a group of people that kind of volunteer their time within our organization to make sure that we're actually honoring our goals to make this a good space for anyone to enter into.
I've loved everything that we've done in the past couple of months, but I still see that how hard it is to create these kind of things, and how easy you can just say, oh, it doesn't matter, let's stop doing it, we're not gathering enough people. And in esports right now, a lot of what matters is clout, fame, money, and diversity is not that. Diversity isn't sexy, it's not gonna bring you money, it's not gonna make you famous. So it really is a choice to be wanting to do something that's bigger than you, that's bigger than your own success, but you think will matter in the end for the community and for the closest people that you interact with. The goal is to be proud of everything we've done in the past, but also be excited for everything that's coming up, because I know for a fact that we have a lot of great ideas and a lot of great employees, players, and whatnot that just want to be part of this, and we're trying to make this happen.